3, 2, 1, talk to me.
Hey guys, welcome to our podcast.
My name is Gilly.
And I'm Dorothy.
And this is a podcast where two parents can get together and just talk about everyday life, raising up two children, ups and downs, going through fatherhood, motherhood, marriage, and everything else in between. Just come and listen to our talks that we have. So sit back, relax, get a cup of coffee, and enjoy what we call life. That was good?
Yeah, that's good.
Right, cool.
Perfect.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode.
Hello.
This is podcast episode number 4.
Yeah.
As you can tell, we have new microphones.
We're a little official over here.
And we switched locations as well, too.
Yes, we did.
Now, instead of the living room,
or the dining area.
Instead of the dining room, now we're in the
living room. Yes.
And there's a reason why for that. I want to go back to that as well, too.
There is?
Yeah, because you gave away something that wasn't supposed to.
Not yet, but
it's happening. So there's reconstruction. And then also, it's a special episode because it is our anniversary. That is right. So I've been together with this lady for a long time.
Yes.
It's going to be a total of 9 years married.
On Thursday. Yes.
And then how long have we been together in general?
And then we turned 19 years this past Thursday.
19 years.
19 years together.
We've been together for a long time, since 2006.
Yep.
That was a good year.
Crazy time.
Crazy time. So we're going to get into those things and then actually how we started our relationship, give you kind of a little rundown of what that is, and then also when we got married, having kids, and how we're doing now, I guess. So this is a special episode. If you guys have been following us, please subscribe to our YouTube page. We're going up there.
Yeah.
I think we have like 62 subscribers now.
What?
Yeah. So thank you guys for the follow.
Thank you guys.
And also, haven't forgot about switching the name.
No.
We're working on that.
It's been tough.
It has been tough because I want to stick with something, and then you don't like it, and then you say something. I'm like, well, that's too plain.
Yeah.
So my wife literally said, "Have you prayed up?"
Something very generic, but also like out of the box, and it's just so hard.
Yes,
it's so hard.
Yeah, we had a lot of good feedback from everybody that sent us.
Yes.
But then also it was like, we always have been like the creative family. Our YouTube was originally the creative family, and then now it's like, do we step away from that? We want to do something convos. We are Mexicans, so we're like, should we embrace the Mexican heritage? But I don't speak a lick of Spanish.
I know.
It will all be on you, on your back. Yeah. So I don't know. I really don't know.
We're just all over the place with that.
Yeah. So, but let's get into this episode. Again, thank you guys for watching, all the support. It's been amazing. And now we get to move forward with our relationship and then also with these cool microphones. So
cool.
Yeah. So the good year of 2006.
Yes.
Do you remember like what was going on in 2006? Like,
not so much. I was like in middle school still. I think I was like in the 7th grade, 7th or 8th grade. I might have been in the 8th grade, one of those. But yeah, I really don't know what was going on.
Yeah, obviously me and Dorothy met in 2006 at a church.
Yeah, at my church. So the pastor's kind of like similar to what's going on now. Not too similar, but in our church that's we currently go to. But the church there was retiring. I'm sorry. The pastor there was retiring, and this other pastor was coming in. So there was like a big transition coming in. There was a name change and then a pastor change, of course. And that's when you guys came. Your family came.
My aunt came and she told me about the church, and then I went with her.
Yeah.
And then my family started coming, and then we got involved because it was summertime. Yeah. So it was like June going into July, and then kind of seeing you for the first time in July and stuff. And then shot my shot, and now we're here. Yeah, so it's been good. But I wanted to ask you, the reason why I asked that because there's some fun facts that I actually found that was going on in 2006. So I'm going to go through this pretty quick. So Pluto, the planet, was actually downgraded from a planet to a dwarf planet.
I didn't even know.
Yep.
I knew that was
So
happening.
now, like, I remember it's not part of our solar system, and yeah, it's just crazy. So
crazy.
also in 2006, Iraq dictator Saddam Hussein was executed.
I remember that, yes.
Yep. In 2006, YouTube actually blew up.
Wow.
And now we're on YouTube now. You're watching this on
crazy.
YouTube. And this was back in 06. It was
crazy.
So 19 years ago,
Wow.
this is barely starting.
That's crazy.
And now how it's adapted to where it is now is
Yeah.
crazy. The bird flu was discovered in Scotland.
I don't know that. No.
Bird flu, and then there was like, what was the other one?
Oh, you said it the other day. There was another like big disease.
The swine flu, and then it was.
It's always like at the tip of my tongue, but I can't think about it.
And then for the first time, you can watch full-length movies on iTunes.
It's crazy.
And you can strain your eyes by the process of trying to watch them on your iPod.
Wow.
Did you ever have an iPod?
I did.
I think my sister had an iPod Nano, which was like the little colored one, and like the screen, but like you would actually have like live video on there, and like she was like
That's
all
crazy.
into that thing, and yeah, I remember that.
That's insane.
High School Musical was first aired on Disney Channel, and introduced Zac Efron and some other people whom no one remembers. Yeah, so High School Musical was definitely a routine in our house because my sisters loved it, and I loved it too. I love part 2 because of Zac Efron, the
summertime.
Yep, and he was like,
he's working like at the golf course or something.
And look at me now, I'm playing golf, singing that song. There's not a day like when I'm like, I'm on the golf course and I'm driving like the golf course or the cart, and then I see a little hill and I'm just like, bruh, like
it's my moment.
I'm gonna have to start a little video. We're gonna have to do that. The first tweet was first sent out in 2006.
I have never had a Twitter. I don't think I've ever created an account.
Yeah, now they have the new thing, which is
oh, it's called Meta, or it's called something.
Facebook.
Sorry, no, it's called oh my god, it popped up and I was like,
it was
what
like
is this?
Everybody was going viral for a little, or doing it for a little bit, and then it stopped.
Oh, Threads.
Yeah, it kind of died out.
No one uses it.
I haven't opened one.
I have an account, but I don't use it.
Yeah, and then Facebook was open to the public, and not just for college students, because before it used to be just for college students.
That's crazy. I did not know that.
Yeah, and then now everybody's grandma and grandpa has it.
Literally.
And parents that are now grandparents still have it.
That's insane.
It's crazy. Yeah, I get all these follows. I'm like, dude, I don't even know who you are. And then 2 more things. So we actually get to see who Miley Cyrus is in Hannah Montana. The Office is going on during this time, which is great. If you don't know The Office, I mean, you don't like it, but I love it.
Right.
So, and then American Idol is also going on.
That's crazy.
Yep. And then MySpace was launching in 2006. So the social network site, founded in 2003, peaked in its popularity in 2006 as it became the most visited website in the U.S. and in the world. The site was enabled users to customize their own profile, blogs, photos, music, and friends. Some of the most famous influencers or MySpace users during that year was Tila Tequila and Soulja Boy.
I remember Tila Tequila. I remember her. She was...
I don't even know how she got famous.
I mean, it was just like a love show.
And then it was like kind of like a
Flavor
Flav.
I love Flavor Flav.
Yeah, you do.
It's my favorite show. It's just so funny to watch. Like, dozens of girls like fighting for this man.
Obviously, it was for publicity.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
It was so funny.
That guy is crazy. And now you have like The Bachelor and all that. But before, there was Flavor Flav.
Flavor Flav.
What he used to do?
What do you mean?
He used to have a saying.
Yeah.
Do it.
No.
You did it. She's like around the house. She's like, Flavor
Flav. Such a good show.
Oh, man. So the reason why I brought up MySpace, the reason why we stopped there is because during 2006, we created our first...
you created
our profiles together.
Well,
separately, but,
at the same time. I thought you already had one before me.
No. I created literally that time. I think probably like maybe like a day before or something, but like I just created it during that time. And then we took our we took our iconic photo together.
Oh yes, our first iconic photo.
I'll pop it up right here.
And I think it was my profile picture for a moment.
Yeah,
I don't even remember.
Oh yeah, mine was great. Mine was like, yeah, it's crazy. Had the my ears pierced in there.
This one earring.
And gave me a kiss on the cheek.
I remember that.
It was super.
That was like
cute.
our first official, I think, photo we've ever took of each other, or just like us together.
Yeah. And MySpace was a different breed, man. Like it was like, it
was like MySpace. I'm sorry, it was like Facebook, but like on steroids. Like the things you could do on MySpace, you can't do on Facebook.
Yeah.
It was very creative.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Very
yeah, because you
creative.
can like go into depth and like you're coding and you can do like falling letters in the back. You can change the background. The friends you add, you can do like a LED thing going by and just like
there
saying
was
a
so
certain
much
word.
You could do.
And the things was the songs. The songs was my thing.
Yes, and you put a song on your page so anyone who goes there could hear your little
Dude,
song.
so if people come to my page, they knew I was sprung and I was in love with
Oh
you
my gosh,
because literally I had pictures of us, and then right away I did like D and G.
Yes.
72506 is like when we got with each other. And my profile song. Do you remember your profile song?
I don't. I would change it so often because I'm a very indecisive person. So I would change it all the time. I can't tell you, to be honest.
Mine for sure was
it was some R&B song, of course.
Jagged Edge, Good Luck Charm. Yep. If you guys don't know, I love R&B.
You bring me to I said it in the other one, but I'm gonna say it again.
What?
Because you reminded me. But he wrote a song for me.
Yes, here it comes.
If you guys don't know, which I'm sure that most of our audience does, Gilbert used to be a rapper. Yep. Back in the day. This was after we got married.
I had my own studio.
After we got together. So it was like a few years. I think maybe 2008, 2009-ish. I can't really remember the year.
Yeah.
But it was a few years after we got married. I'm sorry. After we got together. And in between that, he wrote a song for me. And it's called, the title of the name is called 72506.
Yep.
We have to find that song.
Yeah, Corinne probably has it.
She has it somewhere.
MP3 player back in the day. So if I'll play it on here for
He didn't sing it. He
rapped it. Yeah. Do I remember what I said? I don't.
No.
I just remember.
I just remember
the beginning.
72506.
I love you, girl. That's all I remember.
The way this guy was sprung and in love with me is insane.
Yeah, I love this girl crazy. I still do, but yeah, it was like the teen
like so
love.
much.
Like
he was obsessed with
I already
me.
knew I was gonna marry you.
Yeah, he said
within a couple of days, I was like, dude, I'm gonna marry you.
We were not even together, and you're like, yeah, like your wifey, and I'm gonna marry you, and I'm just like, okay.
Yep. And literally, look where we're at now.
Look where we're at now.
Have our own house,
That's
and we
crazy.
have 2 kids, and we're doing a podcast about our lives and marriage. So
life is crazy.
It's been crazy. But going to back, my song for you was "Good Luck Charm."
Oh yes,
I love that song. I love that song. I don't know how to sing, but literally, it was.
He has a good. What is it like?
Tone.
Yeah. If you could try.
I would sing on here, but it's kind of weird.
This is not like a singing microphone.
It's not because I can hear myself. So I'm like,
well, it's kind of like what is it called? In-ears.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but that was my jam. That was definitely my jam. So, but yeah. So before that, we got together. It was summer. It was summer, July, and where we started, we were helping on the youth with the VBS, and all that. And then I remember it was youth hangout night, and it was like soccer night, and I ain't playing soccer.
No, you don't.
You ain't playing soccer either. No. So you had your like.
I had flip flops on.
Yeah. You had your Hollister flip flops, your little jeans that you had, and then
the fact that you remember what I was.
Oh wearing, yeah, dude! You took my. You took my breath away, like literally, like. And then you had your blue little flip phone, Sprint little flip phone that you had. That
Me and my sister
shared
that. I was not allowed to have a phone.
Yeah.
So I had to share one with my sister.
Yeah. So that was funny. And then I remember seeing you, and then I just kind of went over there and kind of spit game to you. I was like, oh, yeah, what's going on? Like, do you remember anything?
No. So when we first officially met, I was crying because my boyfriend at the time broke up with me.
Well, that was after.
Right. So I know I'm giving him a little bit of
Yeah.
context. So he saw me crying and he came up to me like, "What's wrong? Like, why are you crying?" And whatever. It kind of went on from there. So like the next few days, like we would say hi to each other, but like I don't think any of us had the guts to kind of like. So
Break
you
the
would,
ice.
yeah, you would flirt with me,
Yeah,
in
yeah.
certain ways, and like the soccer was like the pivotal moment. Where
It
I'm like,
was.
this
That's
guy,
so true.
yeah, like this guy really likes
Yeah, like
me.
the ball like rolled to me, and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna score on you," and then I was like juking
Yeah.
you, and then
Yeah.
you were just like laughing, like trying to stop me,
Yeah.
and
I don't think I've ever told you this, but I remember I kicked the ball just to impress you for I don't know what reason. Like I don't even know. I was wearing sandals, like I
you're
said,
like,
my
"Mira, look at
chanclas.
flip flops."
Literally, I was wearing my chanclas, and I don't know why. I'm not good at. I don't even know, but I kicked the ball and it hurt so bad that my toenail broke.
Oh my
And
gosh! I did not know that.
No. I remember that.
That's funny. That's funny.
Just
Yeah.
trying to impress you.
Wow. Well, you won, girl. You won. Literally, we that started there, and then you were friends with my sister.
Yeah, I
or
was friends
Abby.
with
So shout out
Abby's.
to Abby.
Yeah.
Because she was on the phone with Dorothy.
We were friends first before me and him.
Yeah, yeah. And then I remember I was like, "Hey, who are you talking to?" She's like, "Oh, I'm talking to Dorothy."
Yeah.
And I was like, "The girl with the blue phone?" She's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Let me talk to her." And then I ended up taking the phone away from her, and then we started talking, and that's how we got a little bit more. And yeah, and then
That's
that
how it
whole thing
started.
happened with your ex, and then I
Yeah.
was like, "You don't have to cry," and I remember asking you out, and that was that, and we kind of just been going ever since. We did. I mean, church was the only reason why we were together.
Oh yeah, we would get involved in everything just to see each other because we went to different schools. We went to different high schools, so there was nowhere in between where we would see each other other than like getting involved at church. So we were like in puppet ministry. We were in dance ministry. We were in drama ministry. Any ministry. We went to
Cleaning,
prayer on
went to prayer.
Saturdays. Sorry, Lord,
Horrible.
for going for the wrong reasons. We would go to cleaning on Saturdays too.
Yeah. Well, our parents were
Anything-
involved too.
Well, yes,
so-
our parents were involved in like I think 2 things, but
Yeah,
like
yeah.
we would still try to like do the most.
Yeah, I
just
think my mom
to
was
see
like,
each other,
they're like, "Man, like they're really dedicated, like giving their life."
and
to
they were like,
God."
"They're just so proud of us."
And then literally like, "Oh, there's a little girl over there that
Yeah.
he's trying to talk
Yeah.
to," and yeah, so
That's hilarious.
It's happened that, and then yeah, and then of course that kind of went its route. I graduated, then I went to Bible
Yeah.
college. You came and joined me later.
Yeah.
And then we did ministry in Austin.
Yeah.
We were interning there, so that was pretty cool. She stayed with the pastors, and then I stayed with another family, and a bunch of our friends were staying everywhere else, different interns' house. And yeah, then there I saved enough money, bought you a ring, and then I proposed to you, and we moved back to San Antonio. Got a job here. That year, paid for that wedding,
Yeah.
and it
Crazy
was
time.
an awesome time.
Yeah. He actually engaged to me when we were like 9 years, or we were about to turn 9 years. I think we were 9 years already, and he proposed to me. And I thought I'm like, dude, like you waited so long to propose to me, but like in that moment, because I'm like, man, we've been together for so long, but it's like we were so young, like we were like literally like teenagers, and then like figuring out life and like finally becoming like somewhat of adults, and they just have it perfectly in my mind. Like even everyone would tell me like, when he's gonna propose, when he's
Yeah.
gonna propose, and I'm like, I don't know, and I'm like, I'm waiting too, because like it's been 9 years already, but like it's like we were young.
Yeah.
Like-
how old were we? How old were you when we got married? You were 20.
21 or 22.
Yeah.
when
So
it
I was
was.
like 24.
Yeah.
About to be 25.
So like, I mean, we like even when we got married, like that wasn't even in my mind that I was so young. I think I was just so ready.
yeah.
to
Oh
get
yeah. Yeah. I think that day getting married, like it was just crazy because a bunch of stuff was going on that was out of like our control. But I was like, no, like I
Yeah.
just want to encourage people, like, hey, stuff's gonna hit the fan
Yeah.
when you're getting married, but don't worry about it. Like, literally, just go through with it, and then remember that you're marrying your best friend. Because there's a moment where we were like, I didn't want to see you before the wedding because I knew I would have lost it, and we were by a door, and like we were holding hands. And I was crying, of course, because I'm always crying for everything. But literally that moment, I was just like so happy because like all these years of like us being together, like just kind of came to reality. You know, I'm always that person that puts myself in the action of like the thought process of like dreams and stuff.
Yeah.
So literally I remember when we first met. I remember when we like the soccer play, you know, that.
Yeah.
And then me going to prom with you, and then us holding hands for the first time, and like your sister was like, because we held hands under the pillow, and then your sister like peeked and she just like looked and smiled, and like I remember that moment. So like all these pivotal moments were just popping in my head, and all the tears, all the crying, all the fights, like it was just all it was like a whirlwind, like just hit me, and I was like, man, like, and I really truly believe that like I couldn't do it with anybody else. Like, I think you always look for that ride or die person. Yeah. And it's like if something happens or you do fight, do you just want to give up? But like I feel like for us, we definitely came to a point where like I couldn't go without you. Like, yeah, there's times that you get under my skin. There's times that we fight and you know what buttons to push, and like you don't back down. Yeah. Because you're a strong Latina woman. But regardless of all that, like I can give my little time, but I know that I still love you, and I know that I want to do this life with you, and you know, you make me complete, you make me whole. Literally, not to get biblical, but Adam had his, you know, Eve was created from the rib, and I always say that you're created for like in my rib, my big rib. But really, you were created from my rib because like you complete me for sure. Yeah. And like it's just I'd rather do this with you than anybody else. So truly love you, and I'm excited to add another year. And it doesn't feel this long. It doesn't. It feels like at least like 4 years maybe. But I think that's the beauty of marrying your best friend, because you literally like it seems like endless. And when we're old and gray and 60 or whatever it is, I wonder how long that's going to feel. Yeah. You know, maybe it feels like that then. Like, I hope so. Long time.
I hope so. Well, thanks, babe.
Yeah.
I love you
sure.
too.
Love you. So, so I want to ask you some questions. Okay. So through I guess when we got married, what were your thoughts on that time? Because obviously, it was like that. Oh, like it's been a long time. But was anything else like going through your head through that day, like
the wedding day?
Yeah, in general.
I was just more excited. I remember just being so calm and so like chill. I got ready and everything, and I literally just sat like on this little like sofa they had and just chilling. I was more excited than anything, and more anxious and more like ready, and just I don't know. I'm not like an emotional person in certain things. And I think in that moment it just didn't hit yet. But I for sure was just so ready, and just like, even like I think Abby, your sister, was like, you're just so chill. Like, what's wrong with you? And I'm like, I'm just chilling. I don't know. I'm ready.
Ready. Yeah.
Just ready to walk down the aisle. I was scared to like, what is it?
Fall. To
trip, because I had like these heels that I didn't even like practice walking in. They're like these Steve Madden like
the yellow ones.
The yellow heels. And they're just so hard to walk in, and that was like my only thing. But other than that, I was ready.
Yeah, me too, for sure. Yeah, it was like August 1st. It was super hot.
It was such a hot. I remember it was so hot. I don't remember
it being hot. Like I was in a suit, and like, I think I was just more nervous.
From places I never thought I could sweat. It was
gross.
so hot.
Gross. So after being married, now where we're at now, we have 2 kids.
Wait, how did you feel? Well, I guess you kind of explained
I felt
that
good.
earlier.
I was just nervous, more like I was just anxious.
Yeah.
And then, but I already knew I wanted. Like it wasn't like cold feet or nothing.
And we didn't do our own vows, which for next year.
Yeah, we had to.
For our 10-year vow renewal, I want to do because he knew already that if he were to write his own vows, he wouldn't even be able to like say one word or one
ugly
sentence.
Crying and like,
he would just be crying the whole time.
And then
So that's why we didn't do it, but this time we have to. Next year.
So I'm gonna let the ugly cry come out.
Yeah.
I love you.
If you just say like I love you and you're beautiful, I'd be like thanks. Like that's fine.
I'm gonna pre-record it and then like I'm just gonna
and play.
Do like.
Actually, that's not a bad idea.
Yeah. I have an idea of what I want to do.
Knowing you, like that would be the best thing for you to do.
Yeah. Literally, I have an idea what I want to do.
I love that. Okay.
Yeah. So now being married, having 2 kids, motherhood and fatherhood, parenthood in general, like it's been great. And obviously, we talked about like postpartum, all those things that kind of happen. But regardless, like I'm happy where I'm at now with the kids and the family.
Yeah.
I think it's just like more coming to a place where like providing for them, getting them a bigger house.
Yeah.
And we had one of our goals to get a new vehicle.
Yes.
We did that last year. And now it's like, okay, now I need to get myself a vehicle or something, you know. But big thing, I think, coming in next year is to get another house for the kids. For sure. But we had kids 2 years into, or we had Kaylin 2 years.
Yeah, it was like a little 2 years, a year and a half or two, because it was we got married in 2015, 16, 17. Yeah, it was about 2 years because I had Kaylin in 2018.
Yeah. Would you have changed anything, like, with kids? Like, would you have kids earlier or later?
No.
Because I know, like, Dorothy's a very travel, like, she wants to see the world and, like, go on zip lines. And, like, me, I'm like, I'll stay here.
He's very, like, a
Texas
homebody.
barbecue.
Yeah.
And I'm good. Like, you know, like, I can see everything on YouTube and Google. I'm good.
I would definitely not change. I would not have kids before or after or later. I think when we had kids was perfect or the time was perfect. I just.
Yeah. All right, here's a deeper question. Knowing what you know now, married to me, when we've been together like since forever, knowing how everything's playing out, would you have had children before marriage?
Ew, no.
Okay, I'll just ask you. I just want to see if you had the right answer.
Definitely,
because I wouldn't either.
Definitely, no. I think also like I had my sister. She had kids. I think her senior or junior year. So seeing her go through all that and just that situation, I think obviously like motivated me, but also like my family is very. They just like I don't know how to say this. They
have high expectations.
And not that they have high expectations, but they are very judgy.
I was trying to say the nice things.
I know. I there's just no way to say. There's just no way to say it. Like to beat around the bush. They're just very judgy. And so they just like say like you're gonna be this, you're gonna be that, you're gonna be just like this one, and you're gonna be just like that one. You're gonna end up pregnant, and you're gonna be like blah 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 blah. So like that also like motivated me to like not to do those things, or like not to get pregnant because I wanted to prove them wrong.
Yeah.
It was like I guess my pride was just like I'm not gonna let them like win, I guess, per se. Like so, and I'm so glad that I stuck to it. Like we did it the right way. Like we got married, we had kids, we bought the house. So I feel accomplished that I did that, and also like ha ha ha, like I did it. I never got like the words that I wanted from doing that, but it is what it is.
I think that's like in general though, like people's words don't matter.
Yeah.
You know, like
but
people
to me
what
it
they
does.
Yeah, but like you think about it, like you just said, like I never got the words, I never got you know what people said, and like it's always like that. People are always going to say something, and then
And I think it just
doesn't really
hurts
mean
more
anything.
because like it's your family. So like you would love to hear that, you know?
Yeah.
And it's just like when you don't hear it, it kind of stings because I'm like, man, like I did all of this and you're still not like appreciative or like, you know, just encouraging me or just, you know, like your family is very much like that.
Yeah.
And like always have been like that. So like I have two different dynamics and it's just crazy to see how like the families are just so different.
Yeah.
Like my upbringing was obviously way different than yours, and
Yeah.
even though I proved them wrong or I proved them in a way that they probably didn't like I still never got that. Like, wow, I'm so proud of you.
And I
That's
think,
probably for another episode, but yeah,
no, for sure.
It's very, excuse me, it's very like I wanted to do those things because I wanted to prove like my family.
Yeah.
Excuse me, wrong.
Yeah.
And I did. So, but
And
you're
did,
right.
Yeah, no, I think you did good. Like you did what you needed to do, and I think we had both the same mindset. Like we weren't perfect or anything,
Oh yeah.
but that was our thing. Like we had for each other. Like no, we
Yeah.
want to wait, and I mean, I think even if we did or anybody that does have children before, that not that God's not going to be faithful. I think God's
no.
going to take care of you
Yeah.
and do what if you truly just honor Him and move towards those things and better yourself.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be harder, because you're going to obviously have to give up some things. You have to work earlier to supply for your family and do those things, and it could be a struggle,
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, because you think about it, if we would have had, say, Kaylin before or even in the beginning of our marriage, like what would we have been,
I honestly think if we did have kids earlier, 100%, like I feel like we would have been okay, like knowing the way your family is and like
Oh yeah.
how
Yeah.
helpful and just like encouraging they are. So I don't think that would have been an issue, but obviously so thankful that we didn't have kids at
Yeah.
such a young age. But no, I was gonna say like you're so right. Like obviously like words shouldn't matter, and I think I am obviously been so many years, and I am like now okay with that and at peace. But there was a moment where I was just so upset, and like I would hold that in and just keep it like I don't understand like why can't you just like say like I'm proud, just something.
Yeah.
But I mean I've learned to like just kind of like I said, like have peace with it, move on, and just like
Yeah.
It is what
And
it
I'm proud
is.
of you. I mean, I'm your biggest cheerleader for sure
Yeah.
because like you have done so much for yourself, and I think like you always try to prove other people, but like I think we both came to a realization. I want to say for myself for this year that like I don't care what people say about me
Yeah.
or like think about me. Like if you don't want to be there or you don't want to support me, then that's fine. I have
Yeah.
20 other people that will want to
Oh,
do
yeah.
that, and I think like regardless, like we have each other, and if family or friends or whoever, like people that we know, don't want to be a part of that, then that's fine
Oh,
because
yeah.
I have you and we have our kids, and that's the first ministry,
Right.
And my biggest thing is that when we go to like we die and we go to in front of God, I'm gonna have to look out. Like I'm gonna be the one that had to look out for you guys,
Yeah.
and not everybody else. So people's words don't matter. I think it could
Yeah.
hurt because you want everybody to like you, want everybody to be those things, but sometimes they're not, and it's okay. And we got to examine ourselves to not be like that towards other people,
Yeah.
but give them that love and give them that those people that did have kids before marriage, or they feel like, man, I'm just a bad parent. Like you're
Yeah.
not,
Mm-mm.
or maybe the marriage didn't work out and you guys got divorced and now the kids are going back and forth and that hurts you guys. Like that doesn't make you a bad parent or a bad
No.
co-parent. Like it's just work better together to work through those things, or
Yeah.
your new family that you guys do have, like incorporate the kids and all those things. Like God could work out for his good. And I think like there can always be a negative but there's always positive at the end of the
Yeah.
tunnel, you know. So,
Yeah.
I didn't know. I didn't
100%.
expect to go that
Me
route.
neither. Sorry, y'all.
Yeah, no, that was good though. That was good. So, and then I have 2 questions for you.
Okay.
What are ways that I could put our marriage first before kids or life?
No golfing.
Wow.
I'm just kidding.
And we'll be right back.
I'm just kidding. Wait, say it one more time.
So, what are
Something
ways
that
that
you
I
could
can put our marriage first before kids or life? Because I recently started it today. I don't know if you noticed it, but
Oh my gosh. What'd you do?
nothing bad. But when I came home, Liam was there.
Yes. Oh my
Liam was
gosh.
there.
I did. You know what?
Yeah.
And I noticed that. It's funny because you reminded me of this video that I saw, and I don't know why. Like sometimes videos on my TikTok pop up of like inspirational speakers, but they're like towards marriage.
And she's sending me, and I'm like, look at this, look at this, look at this.
Towards marriage, and I'm like, oh my god, that's so good. Should I send it or should I not send it? Like, I don't want to make him feel like he's not doing like a good job, but it was like something like it was like 5 things to like make your wife, I don't even know, like feel loved. I don't know, but that was one of the things. And he said, I don't know what number it was, but he just said like make sure like when you come home from work, like we know that you're tired and we know that you had a long day, you know, X, Y, and Z. But make sure that when you come home, like before you even say hi to the kids, before you even say hi to anyone else around the house, like make sure you go and you take that time to say hi to your wife, go give her a hug and kiss her and make sure like she's like feeling love in that moment. And exactly, you did that literally today. And it reminded me of that video. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, if I felt love, like I felt like, wow, so special, because I think Liam was the only one down here.
Yeah, Liam was here, and it's so hard because like, he's like, "Dang!"
I know, he gets so excited to see you. They both do.
Yeah, and like literally, like I will always hug the kids because like you'll be upstairs or you'll
Yeah.
be far, you know. But like I saw a video actually of Craig Rochelle, and he was talking about that, like how his kids were like, he said like I don't know how many kids, but they would grab him, and then they want to like hug him and kiss him.
Yeah.
But he's like, no, I gotta give Mama her first kiss, and like he's like
That's so
dragging
sweet.
him and stuff. And then I was like, man, that's like, it's like nonchalant. Like you think
Right.
about it, like you're like, oh, like it's not bad. Like I'm
Yeah.
just loving the kids, which is
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
But then it's also like showing like the kids that like, man,
Yeah.
like
Like, who
mama
comes
comes first. Like
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, yeah.
mom comes first, and also like for Kaylin, like I want that to be like, man, like, because I think about it, like I don't want to get emotional, but like 20 years from now, like how would
Yeah.
she talk about us? Like
That's-
how should we
Yeah,
talk
yeah.
about our relationship? Or like, oh yeah, my dad loved my mom, or
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
because I mean you know you hear about, I mean, nice words are said like after you're gone, like after
Yeah.
you're dead, you know, and then it's just like, man, like, am I training my daughter to find somebody that's gonna treat her right and that's gonna love her the way that I love you? And then I gotta check myself too, because I'm like, okay, I love you, but then like I got to like do more, you know,
Like
so
action behind the words.
exactly,
Right.
you know,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
like it was just like that little thing,
Yeah.
But I was like, okay, like I not stop loving my kids, but like,
No,
hey, like hold
right.
up, let me give my mom a
Yeah,
hug
yeah,
and
yeah.
kiss and all
And
that.
I love that. It was so sweet. And I think just doing that, like now that you're talking about it, it's like that's one way of like serving me, or like putting something first before like the kids or like other people or whatever. Just like, I guess, putting me first.
Yeah.
And like, I'm not saying that you don't put me first, but you
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
like
yeah.
for instance, like that little thing, like, and not that it doesn't happen often, but he always does come and like hug me or say hi to me. It's just like making that, how do you call it? Like, the word I can't come up with the word, but just like maybe be more vigilant in that area. I don't know if that's the right word.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
Cool.
I did, and I suck at this so much when I notice that you do something, because Gilly's a words of affirmation guy, and I'm like, okay, like I need to tell him, and like I have 500 things
Yeah.
in my head, and I just forget. So like right now when you mentioned it, I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot to tell you that I love that you did that.
Yeah.
But yeah, what about you?
For me, the way to put for marriage or
Yeah.
put for marriage.
You could just say that I'm perfect. I'm just kidding, guys.
Yes, for sure. I know I was mentioning it yesterday, but I don't remember what I was saying.
I think it was kind of like serving you because you were telling me about this video that you watched too, and like the wife kind of did like all these things.
Oh, that's right.
For the husband for his birthday weekend or something.
Exactly. Yeah. So words of affirmation is definitely my thing, and gifts. It sounds so petty. Like it's like like tell me what you love about me and give me gifts.
And give me gifts. I feel
it's
like
so
that's
like
such a. I was just gonna say that. That's not even me. And it's funny because I retook the test because I knew that mine has changed, and mine was physical touch and quality time, and mine mine is now acts of service, and I think quality time and then touch. So crazy how that changed, but that all changed after I became a mother.
That's true. It's true.
It's crazy.
So now we're spending quality time doing this podcast.
I guess.
Yeah. This is right. But yeah, no, I think definitely like going out the way to show that you're thinking of me.
Yeah.
Like I said, my recently met a buddy. His name's Nick, and it was his birthday weekend. And his wife like planned the whole week out for like him, and I thought that was really cool. Like I was like, man, but like, like they planned. I think they did like massages or something like that together, and then he likes to play golf, so she took him to a course, and then him and her like played golf, and she drove the cart, and just stuff like that. Or if it's like, hey, like we're watching a movie, because I think for like, especially for us, I think we're working on that. But guys like to go on dates too, and then sometimes it could be hard, like just like planning the dates for a guy. And I know we talked about this too, that like if you want a date, then like you should be the one that plans it as well too.
A good friend. Sorry to cut you off. But
no, go for it.
A good friend had told me kind of something similar like that because you spoke about this like in our previous one, but Gilly's goal for this year was to take me on 50 dates, and there was a moment where it was like a month ago where I just felt like just empty. And I was talking amongst, some girlfriends, and they were telling me exactly what you're kind of saying. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I thought about a good friend that had told me once before, like, if you know that that's not like his strength in like taking you out to dates or like even planning a date or anything around that, like maybe you should take initiative. Like if you know that you're good at that, so why don't you do it? Like we don't have to just be waiting here for the man. Obviously, I feel like it's so traditional that we see that obviously the guy takes a girl on the dates. Yeah. Like obviously, like yes, we're gonna love that, but also like if you're just sitting around waiting and it doesn't happen, like why don't you just go and do it? And I was like, oh my gosh, like I like remember that she said that, but obviously like it kind of just in that moment I was more of like, oh, he's not taking me on dates and he doesn't love me. And it's so true. Like I mean, just like women, like men are busy and they have probably 100 things in their minds, and not that to say like, hey, I'm not on his mind, but like just things happen. And it's so true. Like if it's not one of his strengths, like why don't you do it? So that's something that I told Gilbert. I'm like, yeah, like I know this is not somewhere where you're, like good. Not I don't want to say good at, but like you're not strength in that area. Like maybe I should be the one like planning the dates and like going out, and like it's not gonna be like all the time, but it's just like taking a little bit off you, like a load off of you, and I think also like if he sees me do it, it'll like motivate him to do it.
Exactly. So. Yeah, I think for me too is like goes on in my mind is money. I'm like, okay, so like we go like we just paid bills, we had to whatever change the oil in the car, whatever it is, like that's already like $70. So I'm thinking, okay, we're gonna go out to eat. That's for at least me and her. That's another like $50.
Yeah.
And then we're going to movies. What's that gonna be? So I'm thinking like, man, like I get paid weekly. And then you're transitioning to your new job, so it's kind of like we don't have the funds to do that,
Yeah.
But still, I know we mentioned too, like it doesn't even have to be like that. Like literally right now, like the kids are in bed, we're doing this. I don't consider this a date or whatever,
Right.
but like it could, like this time could be like, okay, we could watch a movie together.
Yeah.
Or even after this, like we could have
Yeah.
like one at a time just together and stuff. So doing more of those things.
Yeah.
And I think, like I think words of affirmation, like you do very good at just letting me know how I'm doing as a father, as a husband. And yeah, I mean, it's been really good. The last one, and before we end, is what goals do you want to set for next month, for our marriage or yourself?
I think putting each other first
Okay.
would be one.
In the month of August,
Mm-hmm.
our year, or the next, or I mean,
Our 9-year.
our 9th year.
Yeah.
Put each
The
other
first, we actually turned 9 years. Like,
So how do
Thursday.
I put you first?
I mean-
guess like an example, like
I mean, just in general, like me and you, like putting each other first, like in anything. Like, I've been trying to, and like, I don't want to say try to, but I don't know. But like, I don't know, just like in like the most small, I feel like the most smallest things, like what you did today really matters. Like maybe like, so like for instance, like, okay, even when I'm at work or now that I'm not working, Gilbert doesn't text me all day, and like it doesn't bother me, but there's moments where I'm like, hello, like, am I chopped liver over here? Like, you're not gonna text me? Like, do I just sit here and like, like sob because you're not texting me? But then of course I'm like, oh, he's busy, like whatever, blah blah blah. So like I always like say like that stuff, like, you don't text me, like why you don't text me, blah blah blah. It's so petty. But also I'm like, I want to like feel loved, like, hey, like just like a little I love you, or like thinking about you, so like stuff like that. But like
Yeah.
I could
Sorry,
even
fix this because I can hear it.
oh yeah, like I could even do that, like just texting him like throughout the day, like, hey, like I love you, or thinking about you, or like send a picture of the kids, or I don't know, something that's gonna like show like, oh, she's thinking about me, or just like stuff like that. Like I don't know if that's like putting you first, but I guess it's more of like making sure that I know that, or that you know that, hey, like I love you, and I know it's like another day, but just thinking about you, and just wanting you to know that, like, or like making you feel loved.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Cool. Yeah. I think a goal for me is to lose 10 pounds at least in the next month.
Oh, I didn't answer that one. It's okay. Go ahead.
No, yeah, for like at least my physical self is to lose at least like 10 pounds or more. Starting to try to do like be more active.
Yeah.
In a sense of like walking, working out. We were doing carnivore for a little bit, and then we jumped off of it,
I know,
and it's just
so
kind of hard to
bad.
get back on it. But just kind of changing my mindset. I've been waking up early. Well, I need to get back to waking up early.
Yeah.
Haven't golfed at all this past 2 weeks, so
That's good.
I've been itching to like go back, but it's been raining too, so it's kind of
It
like
has.
So
Yeah.
but that's also been pretty good. But I don't want to consider that like, oh, I golfed, I worked out, but
No,
like
yeah.
still it's out there walking.
I don't think
and crazy.
golfing is a form of working out.
I beg to differ.
Oh my
Those
gosh.
hills, crazy.
Well, not if you're
When I'm
on a golf
when
cart.
when I'm reenacting Bet on It,
I can't.
it's
I can't. Oh my
5,
God.
6, 7, 8. So
I was gonna say mine was gonna be like more of like mentally, because you said for us and then for yourself, right?
yeah.
Just taking more time for me, like for my mental state, is like more oh my gosh, what do you call it? Like me time.
Yeah.
Is that what it's called? Me time.
Yeah, like your own time.
My own time, and then reading a book. Shout out to our pastors out in Dallas. Pastor Onika, she came out with a book this past Sunday.
Yeah.
And I got my hands on one.
There you
So
go.
I really plan to read it. And it's gonna be helpful too, because our church is doing
Like a book.
like a book club.
Mhm.
So there's like several of them. So I'm gonna like try to like get myself in one of those, but still like read like in my own time. So that's another one.
That's good.
What's one for us?
For I think obviously like going on dates, like make sure that we're good with each
Yeah.
other, like going on dates and stuff. But also just like us talking about what the future holds for us,
Yeah.
setting goals for us. Like I really want to get to a point where we're attacking goals together. And if it's like, hey, we want to put at least $500 away the next 3 or month, then like tacking those things. And then, it's like, hey, we really need to get a vehicle or something, like, just kind of setting those. So I really want to see us accomplish some goals that we have in front of us. I think just me just being more open to you about like my thought process about things or whatever goes on, which I feel like I've been like, if something has bothered me, like I'll kind of let you know.
Even better. I mean, okay, not
this episode. So I guess I gotta work on that thing.
Good.
So you may wonder why we are over here in our living room now.
Yeah.
It's because my wife has kindly given away our round mirror that is part of our set over there. So we are no longer in the kitchen area, the dining room area. No. So now we're over here because she gave it to our friend Gladys, because Gladys needed it for her baby twins.
Yes.
And
which wasn't an issue before because he didn't even care about the mirror, but now he cares.
It was a part of our set. And one day I decided to be productive, and I put up that mirror after Dorothy asked me within like 5 minutes.
Which never happens. And
never
I said,
happens.
Whoa.
So I did that, and it became part of our set, y'all. But now it's gone. After 3 episodes, it's out of here. But regardless, it's all good.
Yes.
It's going to a good home.
A-okay.
And it's going to be great for the twins. Yeah. And every time the twins are going to take pictures in front of the mirror,
it's a remembrance.
We're going to get 10%, 10% of the revenue of those twins.
Oh my gosh.
A little credit, be like in the Instagram, credit to Gilly and Dorothy for the mirror. No, but yeah, so it's all good. We'll buy another one if we needed it, but we'll probably have another mirror if we go back to that area.
Yeah, if we go back.
We'll see how it goes. Mm-hmm. So if you guys stayed this long, thank you guys for watching.
Thank you so much.
All the great feedback.
Yes.
Till we find out what we're going to name this podcast.
I know. We need to.
We'll have our Instagram rolling, then we can be able to put it on Spotify and Apple podcasts, all those good things. So, but make sure you subscribe. We have 60 subscribers or 62 subscribers.
62.
So let's try to get that to 100.
Yes.
And turn on the notification bell.
Yeah.
And
share with all your friends and all your family.
Yeah. Please share. I mean, we've been getting a lot of follows.
Yes.
So hopefully once we
much.
start our page, we can get all the followers to that page.
Yeah.
And we'll post everything on there because
everything's in our personal pages right now, but we will eventually move from that.
Yeah. So I'm trying to think what else I need to say. No, just thank you guys for everything you guys done.
We love you guys.
Again, this is our anniversary, so happy anniversary,
happy
Dorothy.
Anniversary, babe. Love you.
Love you. And we'll see you guys in the next one.
Bye.
Talk to me.